What is up, everyone, and welcome to the matchup between bluedelta and thimerosal. I hope I'm not butchering that, but yes, this is our second matchup of the day, and I believe it'll be a good one. These artists have been doing some runs recently, and like, I believe in them. Sorry. So yeah, let's get this thing underway. What's up, everyone in chat? I'm glad you enjoyed the music, Delta. I'm gonna get de-rust on my own commentary, so I'm gonna hope this goes well. Yeah. I probably will be commentating this alone today, but, yeah. If anyone else joins, we'll be glad to accept them. And, okay. And... these runners should be getting underway soon. And we are off. Now, Classic Pit is probably, I believe it is the most popular category, if not any percent. And your goal in this category is to play through Chapter 1, getting Peach, and then a little bit of Chapter 2 to get Boomer. And then you return Pipe and head down to the Flipside Pit of 100 Trials. Not to be confused with Boomerless or Pixelless, of course. Our other two pit percent categories. And Prologue here is essentially entirely mashing. So, yeah, I felt like switching it up with the timer. I can add milliseconds though, if that is something people want. I am open to adding it. I hope balancing is alright on the microphone. And the game volume. But yeah, we should have a close matchup today, because I believe these two runners have close PBs last I saw. Let's make sure. Yeah, they're both within right about 8 minutes of each other. What's up, Emily? Alright. Yeah, 139 versus 131. I'll just leave it as this. I don't want to overcrowd the timer. Timer area, I should say. Now, there's no real gameplay at all. It's all just mashing for another minute before we get the slightest hint of movement. And for anyone watching, feel free to ask any questions throughout the run that I don't answer before you ask them. Feel free to ask anything, pretty much. I will be happy to answer as much as I can, and as good as I can, for that matter. And here, we're getting the first pure heart. This one allows us to enter chapter 1. And we will be making our way to the pure heart pillar by jumping off the left side of this tower. Oh, yes, let me set up the prediction. Sorry about that. I will do that right now. Good idea. And there we are. So we're coming up on Merlin and the chapter 1 door, and Merlin is giving us the return pipe. Now this will be useful later on in the run, just to get back to Flipside, or Flipside Tower for that matter, quicker. But yeah, that's prologue all done. And we've got another short mashing portion that lasts about a minute. We're almost to gameplay, I swear. But yeah, it's a lot of mashing. And like, it's everyone's favorite thing to do. It's not, but. -1. Now, that little blue text portion at the start actually gives us the ability to point at the screen with Tippy, which will be useful right as we enter Bestovius' house to reveal this hidden door so we can obtain the flip ability. And the flip ability is essentially the main gimmick of this game. So it's very useful. And they've both now just obtained the flip ability. What's up, Lunatic J? And thimerosal here is grabbing the 3 items, the Shell Shock, the Shroom Shake, and the Fire Burst, with Delta soon to follow. We've got mini point grind of sorts coming up with kicking the shell in this next room that thimerosal is about to show off. Sorry for my coughing, my throat's a little hoarse. Both runners made that jump, and we will be coming up on the 1-1 grind, which is very important to get enough points in. Hopefully both runners get a significant amount. Ooh, a Super Shroom. It's always nice. Doesn't bring up the text for mushrooms when you grab it. Delta is getting a regular mushroom. $30K grind, 31K for thimerosal with the extra Super Shroom for 32. Delta's is looking pretty good so far too. 37K, really nice, really nice. Both grinds were great for both runners. We are coming up on the end of the level. And we are moving on to 1-2 for both runners. Really good 1-1s for both of them. Delta opting to save. Now, 1-2 doesn't really have much going on. There is GBS, which I will pay attention to see if either of the runners go for. There's the light and dark variants, which save right about a minute and a half to 2:15 for each of their, for light room and dark room respectively. Spiny Trump Hill, which is always an interesting one because for some reason this room tends to cancel sound effects of Mario's. It's just a cool fun fact. And as thimerosal enters Red's house to talk to Red. If they are on US 0, they would be. I'm not sure which version either of the runners are on, though. But if they are not on US 0, they are unable to. Okay, Delta's on US 0. We'll see if Delta goes for it. I have no idea which version thimerosal's on. As thimerosal brings the bridge across. Okay, Delta's not doing GBS. Let's see if thimerosal goes for it. Oh, they're entering the house. What we see? Oh, we're seeing some shopping. Always love some shopping. Some nice safety shopping. Gotta love it. Shroom shake. Good pickup. Oh. They are going for it. Color me impressed. Delta's going shopping. We've seen some light room on thimerosal screen. They get the save block. And are doing the reset. Hopefully they get a good GBS. Now, Delta is buying some shroom shakes, or a shroom shake and a fire burst as they leave the shop. Delta opting to grab the mushroom too. Always nice to have an extra 1,000 points. Land behind the pipe. Get behind the sign. Looks like 2 frames. It's unfortunate, but they still do have the opportunity to retry. Delta revealing the door in the basement of the house. Thimerosal lands behind the pipe again. Aw, it's unfortunate. Coming back in bounds. Delta opening Thoreau's chest. Landed behind the pipe again, behind the sign now. Good save there as Delta's leaving the Thoreau room. Oh. Aw, it's unfortunate. Having to reset again. Delta entering Watch It's Out. Attacking Watch It with Thoreau, as we all like to do. And on their way to Greenhouse. Green's house, not Greenhouse. Aw, it's unfortunate. Falling behind out of bounds. I believe Delta will be catching ahead unless thimerosal gets it this time. Ah, that's unfortunate. Falling behind again. And they get on the seam. Right as Delta hits the star block. And that is the end of 1-2 for both runners. Just 6 seconds apart from each other. It's looking really good so far. Now we're on to 1-3 grind, the mini grind in this level. Now there is some Pal Pills, a Happy Flower, and a Fast Flower in these 4x4 set of blocks, in which you can get a ton of points by just killing everything in sight. And both runners are doing it really well. I'm surprised that Delta has no more Pal Pills. And they both did 10 jumps under the tree. Neck and neck so far, which is really nice to see in a race. And they both get the coconut jump. Really good. Now on to O-Chunks. O-Chunks can be a hassle sometimes if things go wrong, but I believe in both runners to do the stylish strat pretty well. Let's watch how this plays out. Oh, Delta getting grabbed. That's really unfortunate. thimerosal trying again at the stylish strat. The triple emote is an unfortunate one. Two. Not even the single one. Yeah, this thimerosal kills O-Chunks. Bluedelta going for the low strat. That was an interesting one. I've never seen him get killed like that before. Mid-air without the soft lock. Wow. Well, I learn something new every day. And let's see if we see ICS. It looks a little low, but it might still work. Opting to not go for it. I understand. It's an understandable play. See what Delta's luck is. Delta's also looks a tad low. It might still work. No. It's unfortunate. For both runners. Oh, thimerosal opting for block puzzle skip. This one's a fun one to go for. Get an aim on the corner, and thimerosal gets it. It's a good block puzzle skip. And let's see if Delta goes for it. Just opting for the regular method, understandable. Now, in 1-4, we have Key Early coming up, which is always a fun trick, if it goes right. The combination of parts are sometimes a little hectic, but if it works out, it works out. thimerosal is a tiny bit low on points, so Delta will have a little bit of an advantage when the pit comes. Going for the throw lock strat, which is always fun to do because it skips throw heading to the door. This thimerosal attempts Key Early, gets the clip onto the seam. Maneuvering onto the second seam. Is on there, and it... Oh, that's really unfortunate. Gotta retry it now. It's back in the seam, first try. It's back in the second seam. And is up and at the key. Good key early recovery. Delta opting to do it the traditional way, as thimerosal reveals the platform. Hits the switch with the squiglet, and is going to retrieve the key. As thimerosal grabs the final key in the level, and heads up to the spiny chop room. Delta throwing the squiglet. Aw, taking 3D damage on that ladder is brutal. It always sends you back down a little bit. And we're on to the red block puzzle. I've really got no idea what it's called. But once you hit them in order, a staircase is revealed, which takes you to the fractal fight. Opting to grab the mushroom, always good for both health and points, as it's an extra 1,000. And we are about to see Ractail. Or Fractal, not Ractail. I misspoke. Now, like, half of this boss fight essentially feels like waiting. So, we've got some time before we see real action again. As these two are going to mash through text boxes for the next little bit. And the true fight is now starting on the thimerosal screen. Which is essentially more waiting for the time being. You gotta let Ractail do his little cycle of this loop where he comes towards the camera and then flies overhead so you can jump onto him when he comes back towards you. thimerosal doing the 3D strat to damage boost through Fractail's head. Waiting for the Frackles to spawn. Picking up the fourth one, going for the mid-air flip to get across. Just missed it. Gotta wait for the 3 Rackles again. Or Frackles. I get them mixed up all the time. Opting to go for it again. And misses that time too. That's unfortunate both times. And the Frackle coming down and killing the other Frackle that had spawned. And that is Fragtail. Oh, that's really unfortunate. Delta fell off. Fragtail, oh my. That's extremely unfortunate. Gotta do another minute of waiting, give or take. So true, Delta. I hope everyone's having a good night so far. Or evening or morning, wherever you may be. As thimerosal grabs the orange pure heart, which lets us enter chapter 2. Finishing up chapter 1 with what looks to be a 2937. Now, as we move on to enter 2, literally nothing interesting happens here. I mean, we get Peach, we cook a spicy soup. Is it worth 8.5 minutes of our speedrun? No. Does it happen anyways? Yes. But, really, if you have any questions, it's time to ask them. There's not a lot going on here. This is a lot of runners' least favorite splits in the run. Just because of how long and how bland it is. Least favorite, my apologies. I must have misspoke. Addition to start pit percentage, enter pit. Wouldn't hurt. Oh. Yeah, you're right. It is everyone's favorite. I'm sorry. Lily corrected me. Yeah. Just look at how fun this is. We're just mashing through text boxes. Isn't it so enjoyable, everyone? We'll get to some actual gameplay here in a second, in quotation marks. Quote unquote actual gameplay, at least. We'll see how it plays out. So we head down the center elevator. Entering Merlin's house to show Merlin the pure heart, in which this individual comes in and informs us that a girl has fallen out of the sky, and instead of going to check on said girl that fell out of the sky, we go down the elevator to cook a soup. Now, why do we cook a soup, you may ask? Because we're clairvoyant, and Merlin asks us to get a soup, so we're cooking the soup in preparation for him to ask us to go get a soup, which is 1 fireburst at Saffron's. Delta just finishing up the Peach intermission part of Enter 2. Back in Flipside. And here is our first use of the return pipe to actually get us back to floor 3 quicker, which is where this girl has fallen down from the sky. And you might notice that is not any girl, that is Princess Peach. And we are giving Princess Peach the spicy soup we have just cooked. Now, giving Peach the spicy soup happens to wake her up, which is very fortunate for our speedrun, given that we will use her a total of 1 time. In 2-1 for about 3 seconds. Yay, we have acquired Princess Peach. Princess Peach has joined our party. Now, we are also closing in on the pit, thankfully, which is the big part of this speedrun, of course. And our first thing we do, as soon as we get Peach, is switch back to Mario. It's just unfortunate how their first thing after you Peach is that you have to open a locked door in 3D, but I guess it's how the cards were laid out. And thimerosal is now in the Pure Heart Pillar Room as Delta is about to give Princess Peach the spicy soup. Wonder if thimerosal, or which version of this thimerosal will go for. Opting for the throw and getting it, and putting the Pure Heart in the Pure Heart Pillar. I always said pillar like that. This alliteration screwed me up. Delta not too far behind. And here we are in 2-1. Now, this is where stuff gets interesting, as there are two methods to do the room after the locked room. thimerosal is taking a bathroom break, I believe, or something. Oh, there we go. thimerosal's back. Saw the text scroll normally and assumed a P% break, as one typically does in SPM speedruns. It's probably this game's most known meme category throughout the years, as Delta opts for the normal method, not the normal method, the safe method. As thimerosal gets the key in the squig and squiglet room. Delta return piping back up to the second pure heart door. thimerosal going for BSE. Trying to get the flip. And the crouch. Gets the movement. Oh, that's unfortunate. Having to attempt it again. Gets the movement again. Hopefully this time they are actually in the wall. Fortunately they are. Moving to the left. Getting the flip. And that is blue switch early, folks. See if Delta does the same. Delta opting for Goomba Jump. Doing the backup. As thimerosal heads down to get Boomer. Delta's about 8,500 points ahead, but a little bit behind. give or take 2 minutes, if I were to guess at least. Maybe a little less. I've got no clear idea yet. It's a lot easier to tell once you're in the pit. But even then, there's still some chances to take into account. Thimerosal making their way down to the pit as Delta is about to enter the boomer room. Delta leveling up on the Gromiba. Really good to level up to 60k before the pit, if not in the pit. Before 19 at least. Now, thimerosal doesn't appear to be going for HP plus early, which is something to take into account. Loses about, I want to say 30 seconds, give or take, but going for boomer throw, that's always a good sign. Hopefully they get it within their first couple attempts. As Delta is about to make their way back to Flipside. Oh, it's just barely a miss. So close. Delta soon to enter the same room. We're going back to neck and neck. As thimerosal gets it. It's good to see. thimerosal entering the pit with a 45.52. No, I understand the timer's a little bit off center. I'm just leaving it like that until the 1 shows up. Yeah. Delta entering with a 46.17. Very good so far for both runners. Just one room apart so far. Now, there's no real rooms of interest for the first 10. They're all just simple, straightforward rooms. Good key for thimerosal. Entering 6. Or 5, sorry. Delta getting unfortunate keys so far, as thimerosal gets the key in room number 5, with Delta getting a last key in 3. Here's the first room where having a points disadvantage is a little unfortunate, as you have to hit these enemies 3 times as opposed to 2. Still a good key though, all things considered. Delta in room 4, doing some points grinding and getting the key. Delta with a really nice key in room 5. 4-second key, that's always good. That's Sproingling trapping the ledge for thimerosal. A little unfortunate, but definitely manageable. Thimerosal getting the key in room 8. As Delta deals with the gerbils. Both about 2 rooms apart from each other, pretty much exactly. That's a great first key in room 9. For thimerosal, as Delta's dealing with the squigs. Good key in 11 for thimerosal too. Thimerosal, or room 11 can be pretty bad, so thimerosal handled that pretty well. Now, within this set of 10, we're coming up on our first set of, or our first enemy that can cause issues with the Koopa Troll. Delta opting to pick up the dried shroom, always a good pickup, and getting the key in room 9. Now here are Schlurps, probably one of the most slow enemies in the game, both literally and figuratively. And not having 60k here is rough too, because you have to blow up the clefts. Still a good key for thimerosal, all things considered. With 3 rooms apart now. Delta getting the key in 11, as thimerosal gets the key in 14. Still not at 60k, but they should be fine when the time comes. Good key for Delta in 12, as thimerosal is fighting boomboxers in 15. Both these rooms can be pretty tough because of the enemies within. And there's the 60k level up. That's really good to have prior to 19. Now they're on an even playing field for attack, with Delta right about 10k more points. With Delta getting the key in 13. And thimerosal getting the key in 16. Delta opting to blow up the Koopa Shell, as thimerosal gets the key in 17. Or 16. Wait. I'm dumb. Sorry. And there is the key in 17. As Delta is starting room 15. Now, we're coming up on the Koopa Troll room, which can be a hassle for most players, new and veterans, as it can get tough to handle. because of the limited attack and the combination of way too much health. And we will see it here shortly as Delta gets the key in 16. There it is, right there. The trooper. So 1 in 5 chance you get the coup patrol key. So hopefully we don't see that happen for either runner. I jinxed it. I'm sorry, guys. That was. I'll take accountability for that one. Delta entering 18. Delta has the opportunity to catch back up with the coup patrol. With thimerosal getting the key in 19. As Delta also gets the key in 18. Now, thimerosal has a fire burst, which really, really helps with this room. Because those spinies can take forever to kill. As Delta gets a really good key in 19. That's always a good key whenever you don't get the coup patrol. Good key in 22 for thimerosal 2. Delta also opting to use the... Oh, a hot sauce! All 6 spinies as well, as thimerosal continues to power through these rooms with good keys. Another good key in 24. It's a Sleepy Sheep. Always a fun pickup. $25. The only enemy in the room is this chain jump. If you do not have 60k by here, you are soft locked in quotation marks. You can always despawn it only if it's on the bottom. Most of the time you'll be soft locked in there though, which is unfortunate. Keel Mango for thimerosal. And a good 26 key. Oh my. A life shroom for Delta. Wow. These keys and items are really good so far for both runners. $27, the 10 squiglet room. Always a fun one. As long as you don't get double flipped at least. And thimerosal does not. So about 2 rooms apart, 2.5 rooms for both runners. Still anyone's game for that matter. Whoa. That was cool. Oh my. I have not seen that before. That was really, really cool. On to 29. That one on the ledge is a little bit annoying. Using Throw and Boomer to manage it, always a good strategy. As thimerosal enters room 30 and Delta leaves room 26. Nope. Thimerosal stream's buffering a little, but that's a good key going off the time and what I can see. Delta's still about 10k points in the lead, and that is a great key. Wow. These are some really good stretch of keys for thimerosal right here. Really helping extend that lead. That's a good strat to blow up the Gromiva through the wall. Avoids the pipe usage. Delta fighting with the hammer bro. Gets the key. What a 6-room lead now for thimerosal. Aw, and that's a pipe usage in 29. That's really unfortunate for Delta. At least the two Robuses are in good spots, and I believe Delta should be leveling up in 31. 35 is a toughie because of these choppas that can go into 3D. But thimerosal gets the key, so crisis averted. As Delta levels up to 90k, putting their max HP at 25, with thimerosal getting stopwatch bombed in 36, as I like to call it. 36 is a annoying room because for whatever reason whoever coded these decided these guys should be absolute nuisances, because this can happen, and they also turn around with no acceleration change. One on the ceiling for Delta. That's really unfortunate. Thimerosal points grinding, getting the level up to 90k as well. Still no key yet though, as Delta gets the key in 31. A minute long room, which is always unfortunate to have in the pit. Entering 32 is bluedelta, and thimerosal's entering 38. This one can be a tough one, as Delta gets a good key in 32 to make up for the key in 31. Thimerosal with a good key in 38. Tyloid key in this 39 room is always nice, if it happens. Good key for Delta with the Cursia. And a good key for thimerosal with the Tyloid. And here's 41. This one is a real pain in the butt because it involves clubbas, and oh my god, it's the first key. Okay. Well. Yeah. It's always nice to have. As Delta is fighting the ninjas and thimerosal is fighting the pokies. Gets the key in 42. And Delta gets the key in 36. Good key in 43 for thimerosal. Good key for thimerosal. That is a 4-second room, which is always nice. $45, Tyloid room. This one can be a pain in the butt if you get a last key or anything slow for that matter. As Delta is fighting Magikoopas and Goombas, and that is a good key for both of them. Opening the doors in sync. Delta in the last room of the 30s as thimerosal does a mini point grind. And Delta gets a good key in 39. Always nice to get a Tyloid key, as I said. Good key for thimerosal after the little point grind. Cherble room. Good spot to refuel on some heals. As Delta enters 41 and thimerosal in 48. Which is another tough room if you get a bad key because there's just so many terrible enemies to deal with. Delta opting to pick up the Clubbas. Always a safe strategy. Throwing them at each other so you don't have to worry about taking the extra 3 damage if you mess it up the crouch strat. And Delta gets the key in 41. thimerosal really low on HP. Hopefully they take the heal. Smart. And there's the key. $49, a good spot to get a Thunder Rage. Delta kicking the shells at the Koopa Strikers. And that is the key in 49 for thimerosal. Entering 51. Excuse me. Flipping them all down, but they are already at the bottom. Letting nature take its toll with this Buzzy Beetle shell. Getting a Mighty Tonic. Always nice to see. Slow key, unfortunately, though. Ah, it's unlucky. It's always nice to give that one a try whenever you spawn up there with a pig. Now they have to use the pipe to get back up there as Delta is slowed from the Curse in 44, which is always unfortunate. About an 8-room lead for thimerosal right now. About 2.5 minutes, if I were to guess, between these two runners. This Delta has a bunch of Tyloids stuck on the ceiling. That's always rough, especially when they're the blue ones. Uh-oh, that red one might be a problem if it has the key. Same with that blue one. Oh, got the blue one. Unfortunate key for Delta. Smart heal for Delta as well. As thimerosal gets the key in 53. Really good key for Delta. Oh my, 2-second room. Always wonderful to have one of those. You love to see it. 54, which is a slow room if you get a bad key because of the dry bones and the clubbas, which are really slow enemies to defeat. As Delta gets the key in 47. A dry bones key, unfortunate. A good opportunity for a combo here with these two being together, though. Fortunately, that one on the ledge is causing some issues. As Delta is in 48, fighting off Magikoopas and Clubbas. Leaving their respective rooms at the same time. It's 6 rooms difference now. Good opportunity. Oh, that's a good key in 49 for Delta. About 4 minutes difference between these two runners, I believe. Although I may be wrong. As thimerosal's had some unfortunate keys so far. Using the Fire Burst here is a really good, effective strategy. No key, unfortunately. Could see Delta catch up a little bit in these rooms. Opting not to heal at the end of 51, as thimerosal has gotten no-skilled by the purple Cursia. Which means no flipping. Good grind room here for thimerosal. Oh, that's an unfortunate freeze by the Ice Gerbil. Delta with a good combo. Getting hit by the pig. Hopefully we don't see a death here. Looking really scary. Opts not to kill the Hogarithim. Oh, and kills it. Good choice as thimerosal heals in 57. Amazy Daisy Room. Always a fun one. 1 in 9 chance you get Amazy Daisied. Has 30 HP, does 10 attack, unless it runs into you, which it only does 1 if that happens. Good spot to grab heals too from the regular daisies. Good key for Delta in 53. Very close to that 120k level up. Oh my gosh! Survives by the skin of their teeth. Getting down to peril. And thimerosal gets the key in 58. As Delta fights along in 54. Squigs and Magiblots. Now, Magiblots can deal a lot. Another hot sauce? We've seen hot sauces for both runners so far. That's really good. No squig key though, as Delta continues to fight the Clubbas in Dry Bones. Thimerosal having trouble with the Magibots. They tend to like to shy away when it matters most. Getting the key. A really good stretch of power items for Thimerosal in 51 and 59. And a key in the rooms of both runners, 61 and 54. Yeah. More. These are dull bones, actually. Using the hot sauce. Smart. One hits the dull bones. And the dark booze. Doesn't have a long last though, and it has run out. I believe it's somewhere around 10 seconds, unfortunately. Shroom Shake drop from the dull bones. As both runners are fighting dark booze. Hopefully Delta doesn't get no-skilled, and they don't. Boomerang Bros and Club is another rough room to deal with. Things can go wrong here if bad things happen. That was a great English sentence. I don't know. I reflected on that one. Things... Things can go wrong here if bad things happen. Good one, me. Anyways, Delta now in the Amazy Daisy room. Getting put to sleep by that Crazy Daisy. Grabbing the heal. Still no key for either. Oh, and Thimerosal gets the key. As Delta is still searching in 58. 64, another Tyloid room. This one can be just as bad, if not worse, because of the speedy guys. Very close to a level up though, for Thimerosal. Delta getting put to sleep again. Thimerosal very close to dying. This is looking a little scary. Gets the key and takes the 3 HP heal from the Daisy tier. Good safe option. Gotta love it. And a first key for Delta in 59. Really good. About a 5 room difference between each runner so far, still. Opting to search Flim. Good choice. Buying a long last shake. Flim has a 30% chance of showing up each 10th floor. As Thimerosal hits the 160k level up, and Blue Delta blows up Flim. Really good key for Delta in 61. And the key for Thimerosal in 66 with the Skelebits and the Ninjos. $67. This one's This one's a rough one if things go awry because of the sheer amount of enemies on both sides of the room because it's split down the middle. And a good key for thimerosal in 67. It's really good that they didn't have to flip to the other side. As Delta fights the Clubbas. 68 for thimerosal. A really annoying room to deal with the sheer amount of projectiles flying everywhere. And a hammer bro key, which is always nice. Especially given how annoying they are to deal with. Coming up on 69 with Super Strikers. As Delta gets the key in 63. It's a good spawn. Always nice to have the top right. And a good key for thimerosal. And opting to buy the Shroom Shake. And what appears to be the Thunder Rage. Delta gets the key in 65, a first key. Here's our first appearance of Moon Clefs, which have spikes in their head unlike the regular Clefs. You have to blow them up to flip them over so they can take damage, which is always nice to have enemy who can do that, because otherwise they would take forever to fight. This Delta enters 67, a little low on health. Good key though, it's a really good key. It's a great key for that matter. I wonder if they will opt to heal in 68, because 68 can be, yeah, smart decision. 60k can be difficult. 68, not 60k. 68 can be difficult like that. As thimerosal fights the Squiglets. Not Squiglets, Cursias. Oh my gosh, I'm tired. I'm sorry. Gets the key. Those are not Squiglets. thimerosal leaving 73, about 5 rooms ahead. Getting a great key in 74. As Blue Delta kills the Super Strikers. Gets the key. And is on their way to the 70s. Opts to go to Flim. Grabs the Shroom Shake. As thimerosal gets the key in 75. As thimerosal's in 76, which is essentially a bullet hell. As Delta gets the key in 71. thimerosal still looking for the key in 76. It is an unfortunately last key at the hands of Boomboxer. Delta fighting the Robuses. Seeing our second set of Magiblots, the blue ones, and a good key for that matter. In 78, which is our first sighting of Chromebas, which we will not be seeing in Thimerosal's run as they get the first key from the Blue Amoeba. Entering 79, which is Skelebits and Spiky Skelebits. Delta going for Super Boomer. Oh, gets de-jumped. That's really unfortunate. Won't be able to head up to the door until that runs out. As Thimerosal gets the key in 79, making their way on to the 80s. As Delta gets the key in 73, waiting for their status effect to run out. Killing the Hoggerithms first, almost at 200k, which will be good for the Gauntlet. Gets a block. Delta gets a good key in 74, and Thimerosal gets a good key in 81. Squanker. No dice. Red Magiblots, the last of the Magiblot family. Good grind up against this wall with the level up to 200k. Another good grind over here. Still no key. As Delta is fighting off the rough buffs. Key for Thimerosal and a level up for Delta to 160k. The pink room. Opportunity for a life shroom here from the Fuzzies, if things go well. Another fuzzy key, potentially. It appears like it probably will be. One Cherbil left. A fuzzy key for Thimerosal and the key for Blue Delta. Now, we're at the start of the gauntlet. Spanias and Schlurps. The Spania key is really good here. The Schlurps take two hits to defeat. Unfortunate with the bomb there. No dice on the first two Spanias. Hopefully the other two treat. Thimerosal well. No Spania key. Really unfortunate there. Having to kill the Schlurps. First Schlurp key out of the three. Always still good. As Delta still searches for the key in 76. Gets the key. And opts to heal with the Shroom Shake. 85. Poison Pokies and Dark Boos. There is a lot of everything. Catch card's unfortunate there. It's the only item they can drop other than the long last, which does not give you the option to heal, but they have tons of Shroom Shakes, so no worries there. As Delta is fighting off some Magiblots. Thimerosal still searching for the key in 85. Opts to pick up the Peachy Peach. It's poisoned, but also gets the key. On to 86, the worst room of the gauntlet. Magikoopas and Koopa Trolls. Both enemies we saw very early on, but in clusters they can get hectic rather quickly. opting to use the Mighty Tonic they acquired in room 51. Wonderful choice. Gets a great key too. That's a wonderful key. As Delta is fighting the Bloamoeba to get the key. The good thing about Mighty Tonics is that they last longer than hot sauces, so thimerosal gets a good key in 87. As Delta is searching for the key in 79. And this is our first sighting of green ninjas, which I believe are called Ninjons. Shoutouts to John P55. Delta entering room 80 and leaving just as quickly. What's up, John? Thimerosal getting the key in 88. Is that a stopwatch I see on the singular Headbonk Goomba? He will be watching as we kill his friends, stuck there frozen in time. We've got Headbonk Goomba torture now. Delta gets the key in 82. A little low on health. Thimerosal on their way out of the 80s. A good split, all things considered. Not opting to visit Flim. Delta has the HP... No, not the HP. The Life Shroom, if need be. As Thimerosal gets the key in 91. And here, the last of the ninjas that Thimerosal just killed. The orange one. The Ninjari. It is the most annoying of the family, as it does not care what you think. It will attack you with 3 damage. And it's super quick. And that dude is just jumping to the wall. That's unfortunate. Delta opting to focus on whichever enemy is nearest. Going for the Schlurp as Thimerosal gets the key in 92. Getting bombed by the Ninjon on his way out. Their way out. As Delta gets Spania key in 84. Here's another Ninjari room. The last of the run for Thimerosal. Delta's very close. Oh, I just saw Thunder H. Will Thimerosal notice it? No, they will not. I saw it to the corner of my eye. That is a unfortunate pickup to miss for 98. Thimerosal is on 94. About to enter 95, and Delta is in 85 currently. Thimerosal getting pipe attacked by the fire bro. I had to think about my words. Ah, it's an unfortunate key. For Delta. About... does Delta know they have the key? Delta does not know they have the key. Getting poisoned by the... the Pokey. unless Delta's killing enemies for points or heals. Thimerosal leaves 95, probably the last bad room of the run. About 10 rooms apart for both runners. Let's see what Delta's 86 will look like. Uses the hot sauce, very smart. First key! Wow. That's a great sight to see. Oh, has to use the life shroom. Life shroom jump 2. Oh my. We just saw a specialty right there. Wow. That's something. Wow. Not seen one of those in a good while. Delta needs to level up soon. They have no heals remaining. Oh, thimerosal had a Thunder Rage already. I forgot. It is my bad. Thimerosal getting the key in 98, as Delta gets the key in 87. This room can be a run killer if these ninjas don't cooperate. Thimerosal about to enter Racktail. That's a good key for Delta. Not dying is always nice. Fire Burst, smart to get the level up. And the key for Delta with the 200k level up as Thimerosal enters Racktail. Not a first key for Delta, that's unfortunate. Delta opting to pick up Boomer for the attack on the Robus. I forget what the name of the white one is. It's my apologies. Thimerosal gets on Racktail. Delta got blown up by the Ninjan twice in a row. The Ninjari appears to have the key. Oh, no, there's 3 more up there. Oopsies. Ninjari chooses to bomb. Throwing a ton of ninja stars at Delta. Gets the key from Ninjan as Thimerosal is about to do the float across. And GG's Thimerosal. Appears to be a 138, I-138 2X. As Delta is fighting the enemies in 94, the Fire Bros and Skoinkers. Gets a dried shroom drop, which is always a good little heal to have. Oh, stream's buffering a little bit. Should be alright though. See what their final time is. And it appears to be a 138.22 on their end. Always nice to have. As Delta fights off the Skelebits, gets the key rather quickly, which is always nice in this room given how many of them there are. Delta killing the Fire Bros in 96. Gets the key. On to 97 with the singular squiglet. GG's thimerosal once again. He played well. 138's always nice to have. Delta in 98. No item, unfortunately. This will cost a little bit to bomb the red chomps 4 times each for each key not acquired. Oh, that's a really good key for no item. First key's always nice in that room if you don't have an item. Delta looking for the Magiblot with the key. Still searching. Very low on health. This is looking rough. Hopefully they can clutch us out. Oh, and that's unfortunate. A death. It's really unfortunate. Well, GG's to our runners, and congrats to thimerosal for moving on to the next round. That will put thimerosal up against I don't know if the match has been decided yet, actually, but that will move thimerosal up against Moonrise for their next match. And thank you for the raid, thimerosal. Thank you for the raid, thimerosal. You know this does not duplicate. There we go. Well, thank you for watching, everyone, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your night, people. Thank you all for watching. I will see you all, or I won't see you all, but we will see you all tomorrow for Bringle's race at Bringle's race with Ascend Joker tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern. I will see you all there. Oh, prediction payout? Yes, I will do that before I go. Good idea. There we are. See you, everyone. GG's thimerosal, and bye-bye.